welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do, don't know why I'm doing that like clappy tweet thing, my summer empties. Summer is over, it is grey, it is raining, we are well and truly into September and into autumn, so I thought I would do these quarterly and yeah, go through what I've gone through. I'm also gonna, I guess, talk about, so I'm looking at them, they're down here, but you shall see them very soon. Talk about whether I'd buy them or not. Again, I keep it in one of these. I got this like black cage in an Aldi special buy. Love an Aldi special buy. So yeah, it's overflowing. So it's time to talk about them, shall we? I was gonna do this in vaguely an order, but I am just gonna pick them up off the top. But let me know for next time if you prefer it to be sort of makeup, hair care, skincare, body care, because it'll only take me an extra couple of minutes, but if it doesn't bother you, then I'll just put them off the top. Anyways, this is one thing that was on my floor. This is the Orange Flower Botanical Body Wash by Liz Earle. Now, I got this as a Christmas present, as a stocking stuffer. And what's really interesting about the Liz Earle body washes is they're quite thick. They have like quite a thickness to them. They are still like a gel texture rather than like a gel cream, but they do have that sort of, yeah, a thickness to them. So if that's something you like, then go for it. So this is the Orange Flower, but I think they do like a few scents, but I believe this is the sort of standard one. It smells very spa-like. It smells nice. It's a nice body shop. Would I purchase this for myself? No. Would I happily use it again? Yes. I think it's a bit more on the pricier side due to, you know, the brand that it is, and I'm just not willing to spend that on myself, but it would make like a nice gift if you know somebody who likes this Earle. I have the accompanying body cream here as well, the Nourishing Botanical Body Cream in Orange Flower as well. And I think these complement each other quite well, quite nicely, make a nice little set. Personally, I would not purchase them again. Out of 5, I'd give them a 3.5 because they go above and beyond their purpose, but again, and I mean like Liz Earle's not the most expensive brand in the world, but they haven't blown my socks off, but they are nice. They are nice, so that's a 3.5. Yes, so the body cream is more of a cream than a butter than anything else, and does sink in quite nicely to skin. You don't have to wait too long for it to dry, but again, nothing special, but nice to use. I hope you've like popped the kettle on or like doing this whilst you're cooking your tea or something, because that is definitely when I watch these type of videos. Anyway, moving on to a little bit of skincare. I've got this bad boy here. This is the Bioderma Micellar solution. I love this. This is my favourite type of micellar water. I do believe that the original in this case is still the best. I would purchase it again, and it's one of those things that I purchase it usually in bulk when it's on offer, and in between that I'll usually use the Garnier one. I don't know if there is a Garnier one coming up. Maybe there is. That's currently what I'm using, but I would happily purchase this one again. I would give it a 4 out of 5 because I think it's really good. I think it doesn't irritate my eyes. It sort of really does remove makeup quickly, efficiently and nicely, but it is a little bit more expensive. It is a French pharmacy brand, so although they're not extortionately priced, they do have a little bit more money attached to them than sort of like a UK drugstore brand. So the only thing I think is a bit annoying is the price and the availability. Although larger boot stores do stock this, but I find it cheap on Amazon. Big fan of that one. Let's stick with skincare, shall we? I've got a face mask here. This is by The Ordinary, and this is the AHA 30% BHA 2% peeling solution. You know, the bright red mask makes it look like you've smeared blood all over your face. I have already repurchased this, would 100% recommend. This mask is no joke. I've gifted this mask to people, but when I've gifted it to them, I've given them the disclaimer that this is not a product to muck around with. This is not a face mask you pop on and fall asleep in the bath with, because it's hardcore. It's a peeling solution. It takes a layer of skin off to bring out fresh new skin underneath. I do find it's really good at exfoliating. I will use this 1 to 2 times a week or something similar to this, and I think The Ordinary is at a fantastic price point. So 110% I would recommend this. I've already repurchased it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I think it goes above and beyond if you compare it to other brands in the market. That was my brother's birthday present getting delivered. It's a pasta maker. He already knows that he's getting it. Anyway, moving on. Love The Ordinary, think they're great. There'll be a few other bits from them, I know for sure, in this. Let's have a little bit of makeup, shall we? Now this has like the tiniest bit of product in, so I thought I would include it. You probably can't see it. It's like a little bit right around the edge. This is a product from ColourPop, and this is one of their SuperShock cheek products in the colour Flexitarian. It's a highlighter. It's my favourite highlighter. I would 100% buy this again, 5 out of 5. The reason why is I have quite pale skin. I'm not like the most pale person in the world, but I have quite fair skin. And what I find with highlighters is either they are almost like dual tone iridescent blue, pink, cool toned, glittery for my skin tone, or they're too warm. If it's like a champagne colour, it's too warm, it's like quite golden, and it's the sort of base colour is too deep for my skin tone. Whereas with Flexitarian, I find it brings both those together. The base colour is light enough that it is a highlighter on my face, but it still has like a warmth to it, that it still has like a champagne quality to it. So if you're somebody who's got a similar skin tone to me, I would 110% recommend this colour highlighter, Flexitarian. Big fan, would buy again. And yeah, I've used the whole thing up, and again, ColourPop are really reasonably priced. Sticking with makeup, I've got something from Glossier. This is the Stretch Concealer. I use the shade Light Fair, but I believe they've changed their system in how they colour because they've added more colours, which is fantastic. When I initially bought this product, I didn't really know what to do with it, because although it was sort of a nice, more nourishing concealer, which definitely blended really nicely into your skin, like I'd use it every now and again. Where I really found my footing with this concealer was using it as an all-over base, which I can understand as that you get a small amount that's quite, I don't want to say wasteful, but maybe not as resourceful as you could be with product. However, I love the way that this looks, sort of starting in the center of face, or like starting where I most need coverage and then blending it out with a light fluffy brush. I love the way that this looks. I would give this a 4 out of 5. Again, I would like something maybe a little bit bigger. And they've extended the shade range, which would be another point, but they've already done that since I purchased this, so that I think is fantastic. I would purchase this again. In fact, I'm thinking because Glossier typically do a Black Friday sale, I think I'm going to pick up the set of the skin tint and this and sort of see what I can work out with that, because I haven't actually tried the skin tint from them. But yeah, no, I actually ended up, when I sort of played about with it, really liking this product, so I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I've got another concealer here. This is one that I have used time and time again. This is one of the Maybelline Eraser concealers. As you can see, this one's gone, and this is one of the lighter colours. It's completely rubbed off, so I don't know the exact colour that I used. I really like this for several reasons. I find that the sponge tip applicator, although it might be a little bit gross, I'm no makeup artist, I just use this on my own face. I find deposits like a good amount of product for underneath your eyes. I think sometimes you can get a little bit ham with how much under eye concealer you put on. I feel like this helps you sort of manage that, particularly if you like to layer concealers for different things under your eyes. You don't want it to look too cakey or gross. So I find that this works really well for me. I would purchase this one again. I haven't recently. I think I've been trying out a few other bits and bobs, but it's not that I wouldn't. Out of 5, I give it a 4 out of 5. I think the price point is good. I think the colour range is a lot better than it used to be, and I think it does what it says on the tin. Particularly if you are just your bog standard consumer, not a makeup artist, because I know that this could be seen as quite gross, but you know, you can rub it on the back of your hands and then put it on your eyes if you wanted to. We've just got so much makeup on the top. This again is something similar to Flexitarian, where today I think is on my face, because by the way, Flexitarian is on my face as well, that this is the last time I'm going to be using this product, because I think it's gone all a little bit goopy at the bottom. It looks like when I face it this way that I've got loads, but it's because I've had it lying down on the side and there really is not a lot of product left in here. This is the Beauty Pie Great Skin Foundation, and I use the shade 50 Superlight. I think this is a really nice middle of the road versatile foundation. It's not too it's not too matte, it's not too dewy, it's not too high a coverage, it's not too lesser coverage. It sort of rides down the middle for everything without being boring or basic or not good at anything, if that makes sense. I would give this a 4 out of 5 as well, I believe. I think it is, yeah, just a really nice, not concealer, foundation. I've used it all over my face, I've used it with my fingers, and yeah, I just think if you like to use a foundation every day, you could use this. It's definitely a good product that if you are sort of going to work in the morning and then going on out into the afternoon / evening, this is a good foundation to wear because it has a long wearness to it, and it just sort of, I think, works well for a lot of situations because it has sort of got that perfect medium coverage. Now, would I buy this again? I'm gonna say no, which might shock you from all the praise that I've just given it. It is a beautiful foundation, it is really nice, and if you don't use the colour 50, it's at a really great price point. So this is the first bottle I've bought, and I've actually bought a backup, but I don't think I will buy it again if it stays at what is currently the issue that I have with this. For some reason, the shade 50 is about £7 more than the rest of their foundations in this line. And that to me, like, so there's some that there's like about like a 50p difference between the shades, but 50 is £13, whereas the rest of them are around the £7 mark. It's like almost out of principle that this foundation's more. That does not sit well with me at all, and I don't know why there's such a price discrepancy for it. I really don't like that, and so that's probably why if it stays like this, I won't buy another bottle. I've got another one ready to go, but I would buy their tinted moisturiser, where the shade that I use, I think it's Fair off the top of my head, I would use that over this because it's a similar price to the rest of the shades. That really bugs me, like to the point where I'm like, even though £13 is a very reasonable price for a foundation, it bothers me. So there's that. There's my 2 cents on that. Anyway, another base to talk about. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream in Fair. I really like this base. They've also extended the shade range of this, which is fantastic. I think what's really cool about this base is it's a really good day base because, again, it has that high SPF of 50, which I'm a big fan of. It's really easy to apply with your hands. I think the recycling man's here. It has a higher coverage than your standard tinted moisturiser. It still looks very skin-like, which I quite like. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. The only thing is the price point's a bit of a bummer. It's a more premium brand though, so that's, I guess, to be expected. I would purchase this again. I haven't immediately repurchased because I've got a few other base products to be going through, but I would happily use this again and pay the money for it. This is by Beauty Pie. It is their JapanFusion Pure Transforming Cleanser. I really like this. This is definitely one of my favourite cleansers ever. This is almost like, the best way to describe it is like PVA glue. It's kind of like a milky jelly cleanser type of thing. I would actually say this is quite similar to the Milky Jelly Cleanser by Glossier, but when you rub it into your skin, it gets more oily, and also it's at a cheaper price point as well than the Milky Jelly Cleanser, I believe. But yeah, it's just like a really nice comprehensive cleanser. It's no fuss. I believe this range is supposed to be really good for sensitive skin. It doesn't leave your skin feeling stripped or anything like that. It actually feels quite soft. Out of 5, I would give this a 5 out of 5. I really can't fault this product, and I have already repurchased it again. It's back in my life and I'm happy for it. It was out of stock and I was bummed out. Anyway, let's do another JapanFusion product. I've used their Serum up, so this is step M2, their deep treatment serum. And for me, I like using this during the day. I'm actually currently sorting out a updated skincare routine, so you'll see where I would put this step in that video coming very shortly. But I like to use this type of product either my skin's got nothing particularly going on, which is, I guess, like no news is good news, but also I like using this type of thing during the day under makeup. This works really well under it. It's just like a nice extra easy serum to put underneath your skin that works well underneath makeup, because in the morning I'm not crazy on doing loads and loads of skincare. For me, like, I just find that doing loads and loads of skincare in the morning, I just ain't nobody got time for that. Whereas I like something that's like a nice little one-stop shop, a nice little injection. It's typically to do with like hydration and how it sits under the skin. I really liked that for that type of step. It's just a nice easy product to use before I put my makeup on. And yeah, it says it's plumping with antioxidants. I would recommend, would 100% buy again. And I would give this yeah, another 4. I think I give this 4.5 out of 5. I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I haven't immediately repurchased it. I am using something else though that I purchased, so I probably would go back to this after that, if that makes sense. Anyway, we've got 2 of the same product, also from Beauty Pie. This is the Fresh Glow Breathable Setting Spray. I really liked it. I thought it was really nice. I thought it did what it said on the tin. I really like using setting sprays. I typically use them instead of using a setting powder these days, and I do find that they work and they do prolong the look of makeup. Again, it being Beauty Pie, it's a nice price point. Again, I'd give this a 4.5 out of 5. I would buy this again. When it says Fresh Glow, don't be worried. It's not like glittery or anything like that. It's just not completely mattifying. Yeah, it just leaves your skin looking like skin and looking great. And I believe it's got a fragrance to it, which I guess depending on how you feel about that, depends on how you feel about that, but it doesn't linger or anything like that, and I didn't find it to irritate my skin. And yeah, I would purchase them again. Let's do one more beauty pie product, shall we? This is the Super Retinol Anti-Wrinkle Eye Cream. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. Not for any other reason than I can't really remember how it was under my eyes. I remember it didn't irritate my eyes, which is a big plus for me because I have found some eye creams do make me cry them off. It's an anti-wrinkle eye cream, which I'm in my mid-20s, so it isn't like top of my priority list. I have tried 2 other beauty pie eye creams. I think it's nice. It's nice. It's nothing to write home about for me personally. I found it wasn't too thick or anything, and I happily used it up, would happily use it again, and would happily like repurchase it because it's not a high price point, but there's nothing that really stands out about it either. If you're somebody that really likes retinol in your sort of skincare lineup, then maybe this would be something to look into specifically. All of the beauty pie eye creams that I've tried have been really nice. I've got another product from The Ordinary here. This is the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. I've already repurchased this. I think it's really great. Again, with The Ordinary, their price point's fantastic. I really like having a sort of vial of hyaluronic acid around because I find, because I don't use tons and tons of thick creams on my face for hydration, I like to use something a little bit more serum-y, like this one here. So it's a nice way to inject a little bit of moisture into my skin without overloading it with oils or anything like that. So although I actually have got a few spots on my face at the moment, like that's not something I deal with as much, but I also don't want to overdo it either. So this is a nice way to get moisture into your skin, and I also like mixing it with like a treatment lotion to put underneath my eyes into an eye mask. So yeah, I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. It's a little bit sticky, but it's only like when you're applying it. It's not, it doesn't like linger on the face or anything like that. And again, if you're somebody who wants to try hyaluronic acid in their routine, I would recommend that ingredient, but also recommend this version of it as well. So these are the Glossier Boy Brow. They are both in brown. I have already repurchased them. I would give them a 4 out of 5. For the size of the product, I think the price is a little bit steep. It's a little bit steep. And a lot of product comes out on the brush, so although that's more of a, it can be dealt with, I do the whole like wipe it off and then put it in. It's obviously adds a little bit more time into your routine. Other than that, I think it is a phenomenal brow product, and it's what I've got in my brows today. I think, you know, Glossier definitely have an aesthetic that comes along with their products, and this fits that bill, if you know what I mean, which I quite like. I quite like the sort of, I like Glossier skin, and I wish that my face was as good condition as a fucking teenage model's, but it's not. Anyway, that's not their fault. That sounds like I'm belittling them. No, they're great. Anyway, I would 100% buy this again. I would recommend it. Again, I mentioned their Black Friday sales coming up, so I'll probably repurchase some more. I've actually already got a backup because I got 2 for my birthday. So you know that I'm a fan of it. Big fan. Speaking of brow products, I've got another one here. I'm not going to open this because I know powder will fly everywhere. This is the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in the colour medium brown. I can literally hear it rattling around. I would give this a 5 out of 5 if you like to use brow products. So if you like to use brow powders, I would 110% recommend this. It seems like a lot of money for what seems like a single eyeshadow, but the amount that you use is so little that these last ages. I have used this product consistently for years, and this is only the second one that I've bought, and they're about £13. So I definitely think it is well worth that money when you consider how much you're using. I've got a hair care product to talk about. So this is by Joico, and this is their Colour Balance shampoo in blue. So as you can see, I have brown hair, but for a long time I had like ombre hair, and I've actually still got some of the blonde in the end. It's just dyed over. Oh no. And one of the reasons that I had this was because, you know, you can get like purple shampoo for blondes. This kind of works well for brown hair. So I wanted where sort of my ombre stopped and my hair started, it to be less orange, basically. And what's the opposite of orange? Blue. So this is basically like a purple shampoo but for brunettes. So if you are somebody who has like highlights in darker hair, or sort of wants to just get warmth out of their hair, this is a really, really good product. And for me, I didn't use a whole ton of it. I would do this about, I don't know, once every 10 days, something like that. So I found that this product lasted me a really long time. It's about £15. You can get it on Amazon, and yeah, I would really recommend this. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. I've got only one dry shampoo, and I can tell you for why, because I've got like 3 large cans all on the go at the same time, which is my bad. This is the Batiste Dry Shampoo Plus Volume. Now, they've recently reformulated, and this is that reformulation. And the reason that I have gone through this one and not the other ones is I prefer it. I think their updated formula is better. It is a lot less thick and a lot less like talky, like your standard Batiste is, and I would 110% recommend this. I personally like the volume side of things. I definitely do notice a difference between like standard dry shampoo and then what they do with their volume range. I don't think it's just like, oh, let's stick an extra quid on because we say it gives volume but dry shampoo gives volume anyway. I definitely do notice a difference with it, and I'm happy to pay the extra money for the volumizing quality in it. I use dry shampoo all the time. I love using dry shampoo. I've just got so much hair and a fringe, and so I cannot bear to wash my hair as much as it may be required. So this is a lifesaver. I'm a big fan, and I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. We're on to the last few products, lads, and we've got another hair care product. This is the Renewing Conditioner for Brunette Hair, Prone to Frizz by Josh Wood. Now, Josh Wood is the hair dye that I use to cover up my ombre. I bleached my hair for years, like the ends of my hair, so I didn't want to cut it all off, so I've dyed it. I used the colour 6.0, if you wanted to know. And when I first dyed my hair, I bought this conditioner to go with it, just to give it a nice boost. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. It was fine, and it obviously like worked alongside the hair dye that I used. It wasn't something that I have rushed out to buy again. I would use it again. It's fine. It does what it says. If it's on offer and you've got brown hair and you want to maintain your brown hair, that's a good one, I think. But there's nothing really outstanding about that, I can tell you. Just being real. I've got a cleanser here to talk about. The Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. My mum and my auntie keep me stocked with this stuff, and I like using this in the shower with my Foreo. This is when I use this product. It is like the most comprehensive cream cleanser ever. This is the Pink Pepper and Mint limited edition one. They probably have a limited edition one on all the time, particularly around Christmas, and I do really like it. It's just a really nice cleanser. It is just super simple, no fuss, no mucking, and I really enjoy using it. I would give this a 4 out of 5. I personally prefer the JapanFusion, but that being said, I think this works really well. If you have like a Clarisonic or a cleansing brush or something like this, I think this cleanser in particular works really well with it. Got a hair product to talk about. This is the last one. It's the Bumble & Bumble Texture Hair Undressing Cream, and I need to repurchase this. So I think for the price point, this is around £20, which sounds like a lot of money for a product that you may have not thought that you needed in your life. However, you use, and like I've got loads of hair, and I use such a tiny amount of this that it lasts me like a whole year, and I think it's worth the money. It's basically, do you know what? Back in the day of like subscription boxes, like Glossy boxes, Birch boxes being massive, I got given a styling cream, and I just didn't realise how much like hold it gave to the hair, and this one in particular, because it is sort of like that hair, it's like got like that matte texture, which I quite like. Yeah, it just gives it that like sort of like undone, off duty, but I woke up like this, but I look phenomenal and had great sex last night hair. This really does it, and I haven't had it for basically all summer, just due to, it's one of those things that it's not in every place that sells Bumble & Bumble. It's not as easily accessible as some of their products are. Like in my Boots that sells Bumble & Bumble, I don't think they have this anymore, which is really annoying. I would buy it again. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 because again, it is still 20 quid, so it isn't a tenner, but it is phenomenal. I really do like that. If you like that sort of like messy hair look, this is like a secret weapon. And also it prolongs your hair washing cycle as well, I found. It makes your hair less greasy, which is a bonus. Big fan of that. Last beauty pie product to talk about, this is again from the JapanFusion line. This is their Hydra Prep Lotion. I have already repurchased this, so I would repurchase. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5 because for me, it's not an essential product in my lineup just due to my skin type. If you are somebody who has really dry skin, 100% would recommend this because it's like a very like liquidy. If you've ever used like an essence from like Korean skincare, this is basically Beauty Pie's version of that. It's like a milky water that you put on your skin, and it's just like almost like a drink for your skin. It leaves your skin feeling really nice and soft. And again, actually, if you're somebody who wants to add some more moisture and hydration to your skin but doesn't want to add a heavy cream on top, products like this are great. I also, you know, I mentioned with the hyaluronic acid, I like taking that and adding this to a plain eye mask and sticking that on underneath to really rehydrate my eyes. I just think it's a surprisingly versatile skincare product, and I really like having this in my lineup. We've got 2 more products to go. Let's do the last makeup one, shall we? This is another setting spray. This is by NYX, and this is their matte finish one. I really do like this product, and I would buy it again. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 because it's easily accessible, because it's NYX. It's at a good price point again because it's NYX. This does have alcohol in it, so if that is something that irritates your skin, maybe that's something to consider. But for me, it's just a really nice, easy setting spray. I find that because I go through it quite a lot, I like to find ones that are sort of at a lower price point that I can use again. At the moment, I think if you were to ask me which one I'd repurchase the Beauty Pie one over it, but not everybody has a Beauty Pie subscription. So if you want a cheap and cheerful one, they also do a couple others as well, so maybe those would be better for your skin type if you don't have something that's a bit more oily. And last but certainly not least, I've got a niacinamide by The Ordinary. This is their sort of like spot fighting dream of a product. It's for, yes, a vitamin and mineral blemish formula, and I again have already repurchased this. I give this a 4.5 out of 5. My favourite serum by them is the Alpha Arbutin, which I've almost run out of, so that'll be in my next Empties for sure. But if you sort of want something that keeps spots at bay, would 100% recommend this. Anyway, that is everything from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I haven't gone a million miles a minute, and I shall see you soon. Bye!